The big win, that isn't. The UK government is strutting around like it just invented justice, announcing its new masterstroke. Foreign criminals will now be deported immediately after sentencing. No hanging about, no serving half their sentence first. Straight from the judge's gavel to Heathrow's departure lounge. On paper, it's the stuff Daily Mail readers dream about. Cleaner streets, emptier prisons, and an annual saving of £54,000 per inmate. Sounds like the kind of bold, decisive leadership we haven't seen since, well, ever. But here's the thing. This isn't a bold new era of justice. This is a budget PR stunt dressed up as a crackdown, and the fine print makes it about as watertight as a tea bag. The exceptions that eat your wallet. Let's start with the massive loopholes. Murderers, staying. Terrorists, staying. Anyone with a life sentence, pull up a chair. They're here for the long haul. These are the people we actually want off our soil. The high risk, never let them breathe free air again types. And yet they're the ones we've decided to keep. Why? Because the government says deporting them would mean losing control over how they're punished. In other words, we don't trust other countries not to let them out early, so we'll just lock them up here and send you the bill until they die. The result? We're deporting the cheaper short-term criminals and keeping the most expensive high-maintenance ones like they're some sort of twisted national treasure. The lifers luxury plan. Picture this. A murderer gets a life sentence at 30, they could live another 50 years, that's over £2.5 million of taxpayer money just to keep them locked up. Heating, food, healthcare, security, all for someone who, let's be honest, you wouldn't trust to feed your cat. Meanwhile, a fraudster serving 18 months gets the boot within a week, and the government waves the savings around like they just cured the NHS backlog. It's like throwing out the IKEA chair that cost you £20, while lovingly polishing the Fabergé egg that's cursed your entire family. Why this isn't about safety. The government's "it's about public safety" line would be cute if it weren't insulting. The idea that the only way to keep dangerous people from harming us is to keep them inside our country is absurd. If you're serious about safety, you negotiate bulletproof agreements with other governments. You make it legally impossible for these people to walk free abroad. You don't just shrug and say, "Guess we'll keep them then," like they're an unwanted puppy. This isn't about safety. It's about optics. They want the image of planes taking off with criminals on board. They want that clip for the evening news. They just don't want to deal with the politically messy cases that might involve, God forbid, actual diplomacy. Follow the money. Every year the prison system costs us billions, £54,000 per prisoner per year, and that's the average. For high security inmates it's way more. Yet instead of prioritising the removal of the most expensive high-risk inmates, this law focuses on the budget bin offenders. Why? Because it's faster, cleaner, and doesn't require complicated cross-border legal wrangling. Translation, they're doing the bare minimum that still makes a good headline. Meanwhile, the actual savings are a drop in the ocean, and the prison crisis will still be here next year, and the year after that, because the people clogging up the system for decades aren't going anywhere. The PR stunt in action. This is Politics 101. Create a law that looks tough, but is designed for easy wins. Within a month of this passing, expect glossy press releases with numbers like, "We've deported 600 criminals in record time." What they won't tell you is those 600 were mostly low-level offenders with sentences under 2 years. They'll spin it like the country is safer, but the real dangers, the ones whose names you'd remember from the front pages, will still be sipping taxpayer-funded tea in their cells. This isn't reform, it's rebranding. The bill in disguise. So here's the truth. We are not taking our country back with this law. We're keeping the most dangerous criminals on permanent, all expenses paid stays, while shipping out the cheaper ones for show. We'll get the headlines, the sound bites, and the airport photos, but not the real change. And the bill for all of it? That's coming to your doorstep every single year, until the day those exceptions finally die behind bars. If this is what winning looks like, I'd hate to see a loss.